Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Uh, I heard that my Monday video had really bad audio, and I'm really sorry. I'm trying a new programming or a video program. Um, and so this time I added a microphone. You'll notice that my headphones are hung around my neck. And so this is now just the microphone for my headphones. So hopefully I did some tests. Hopefully it's better now. Sorry for that. We're all trying to figure out how this works. Okay, so today you actually just have a single math problem for me, and I'm going to actually start it for you here in this video. And it's going to be using the same thinking that we've done before, and you're going to kind of organize your thinking, and you're going to start looking for a pattern. And when we're done, you're going to actually report out on the pattern that you found using Flipgrid. I won't, right now, I'm just going to have you send videos to me because I want to hear your voice. I want to hear you talk about these things. I won't be publishing videos for other students unless I ask you specifically if it's okay and you give me permission to pass it on to other students. But I do want to start hearing you talk because, like how there's a connection between writing and your brain, this keeps flashing bright red at the bottom, and I'm a little worried that's a little too loud. So I'm going to move this mic a little further away from my mouth. Okay, hopefully maybe that's a good balance. Okay, so, but there's a big connection between talking and your brain. And some people are really good at writing their ideas, and some people are really good about speaking their ideas. And so we both need to practice both. Okay, so here's the situation. Every day, and first of all, you don't need to write these things down. Like, just write the stuff after this. I don't need you to spend a bunch of time copying word for word this problem. If there is important information you think you'd want to write down, go ahead. But I'm not going to have you write down this whole big paragraph, okay? So, each day, you spend a lot of time doing on the computer. And we want to know how much. You have 1 hour of schoolwork that you spend on the computer. This actually isn't you guys. I know you probably spend about 2 hours. That's what I aim for. But in this situation, it's 1 hour. And you watch some movies, okay? Each of you watch some different types of movies, but approximately movies are about 2 hours long. Again, we're living in a little bit of math world. By making a few generalizations, we can do really good calculations to predict the future if we make a few generalizations that make our math a little simpler. Okay, so we're just going to think about this scenario for one day. Okay, so if we're trying to calculate how much time we spent on the computer in one day, we're going to start here with 1 hour, right? We spent 1 hour on schoolwork for a day. And then we're going to have to add the second part in. And I don't know how many movies you watch. Actually, you all probably watch different amounts of movies. So here we have something we have to put in our equation, but it's changing. This means we make it a variable. So I'm going to say that M represents the number of movies watched. Okay. And so you're going to so I have M movies, and each movie is 2 hours long. So if I watched one movie, that would be 2 hours. But if I watched two movies, that would be 4 hours. If I watched three movies, that would be 6 hours. So it's M times 2, because each is 2 hours. M times 2. Okay. So this is for a single day. But we're not in quarantine for one day. We have to start calculating this for many days, okay? So we're going to start looking for some patterns in as we keep going up days, what happens, okay? So this is where, when we look for patterns in math, we got to make sure we organize our paper. So I'm going to have us make a couple columns, okay? This is going to be number of days. This is going to be our expression. Okay. And then, as always, we're going to have a drawing. Ooh, I don't like that I put this so close. So I'm going to put a little box around here to make sure I remember that it's separate. Okay. Okay, so that's what we have right now. Okay, so for one day, our equation here is pretty simple. It's the same one we did before. So 1 plus, and I'm actually going to write this in a different multiplication way. And I'm going to start doing it this way because this is the most common multiplication form that you will see moving forward. And so I want you to get used to seeing it. So 2m. That means 2 times the number of movies that you watched. Okay? And if I was to draw this, I would draw it as 1. And then I'm going to draw kind of like how I make those X blocks. I'm going to make M blocks this time. So I'm going to do M and M. Can I zoom in on that? Oh, man. Oh, but now my focus is so off. Okay, I don't like that. I thought I was going to really like that, and now I don't. Okay, what about that? That looks good. Guys, look at me becoming good at technology. Okay, so now again, we have 2 days. And so I can actually just take this 1 plus 2m. That's 1 day. I'm going to put it in parentheses because it's by itself. Like, this is 1 day. And I'm going to multiply that whole thing by 2. Okay? Because I did it twice. I did it once on Monday and I did it again on Tuesday. Okay? This is where order of operations starts becoming important when you're working with word problems. Because those parentheses really change how that math works out. Okay, but if we, okay, well, let me do a little wiggle room here. Okay, so now we have our 1, our 2 m's, and now I'm looking at this picture and I'm realizing that I could write this equation in a different way. This, though it's totally accurate and it tells us some actually really good information, instead of doing that red flashy thing again, I'm going to pull it down again. Hopefully I didn't bust your eardrums or anything. But it does look complicated. Parentheses make math a little bit more complicated. But I know that this actually is 1, 2 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 m. M times 4, which I can write as 4m. Okay, so now because I have 2 expressions, this is going to be expression number 1. And this one's going to be number 2, expression number 2. And these 2 expressions are equivalent. I know because I drew this pattern, this tile set, based on this equation, and then I wrote this equation based on this tile set. If anything, all 3 of these things are equivalent. They're all the ways of representing the same exact thing. Okay, so now we're going to do it for 3 days. So it's 1 plus 2m. So that's 1 hour of schoolwork. Oh, now you can't see that other side. 1 hour of schoolwork plus 2 hours per the number of movies I watched. And now it's 3 days because I did it on Monday, I did it on Tuesday, and now I did it again on Thursday. And so I multiply this whole thing by 3. And again, draw it out. Okay, and because I end up in the end, I don't always like parentheses. Sometimes I do really like parentheses. But right now, I want to see if I can write this without any parentheses, write an equivalent equation that has no parentheses in it. I'm going to add these all up. So 1, 2, oh wait, I got to count my ones first. My 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 ones, which is 3. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 M's. Okay. And again, expression 2 and expression 1, sorry, I kind of just flipped you off there. Expression 2 and expression 1 are equivalent. They represent the same numbers. And we can test this by plugging numbers into them. If I only watched one movie, this would be 6. So it would be 3 plus 1 times 6, which is 6. So 3 plus 6 is 9. Or I could think about it as 1 plus 2 times 1, which is 2. So 1 plus 2, which is 3, and then 3 times 3, which is also 9. So like these two are equivalent. I just talked a lot there. Sorry if that was confusing. So these two are equivalent, but we had to jump through this picture to get to here. Your goal right now is to figure out a pattern so that you can start jumping from expression 1 to expression 2 without drawing out a picture. And I want you to even if you're like right now, you're like, I'm pretty certain I know this pattern already. I want you to prove it to yourself. So I want you to do day 4, day 5, and day 6. And you might need to spread those out more because those pictures are going to start getting really big once you get to day 6. Once you have figured out the pattern that you think exists, okay, I want you to go onto Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a way that you can take a really quick picture. It's kind of like taking a TikTok, but then it sends it straight to me, and there's cool apps you could cool things you can put on it, and you can add words and stuff. I don't need to see your face. I would actually rather see the page of math you are working on and see you point to different things on your page as you're explaining to me your pattern. And as you're explaining to me the way that you're jumping from here to here, I want you to also talk about that picture. How does the pattern you're seeing show up in that picture? It doesn't need to be a long video. I really, if it's more than 5 minutes, I'm going to be kind of grumpy at you guys because I don't want to watch that much video. But make sure you go and do it, and make sure you clearly explain your thinking. Again, I will not be showing this video to any other students unless I specifically ask your permission and I get your permission. I'm really excited for what you all make, and do your best to finish up this table and present your mathematical findings on Flipgrid. Okay. Happy Wednesday. Stay happy and healthy. And hopefully the audio on this video was better. Okay. Bye.